Hey there, Bears. Welcome to game number 5 of the Fnatic versus Mad lower final. I'm Bizzleberry and I'm here to try and evaluate mainly looking at the bot lanes of both of Mad and Fnatic to kind of identify mistakes and things that are going wrong for them, and maybe some things that are also going right for them. I think in this series there's been a lot of good plays from Hillsong, and also lots of bad plays from Hillsong, so I feel like it's going to be kind of dependent on how he plays for Mad, on how this last game is going to go. I'm not sure what the draft is, but in the last 2 games Mad have won. They've also had Kalista and Alistair for 2 games, and I'm wondering if they are going to be allowed to play the Alistair again, but let's have a look and see on the priority and what Fnatic feel like the draft is going to be on that one. But if I was Fnatic, I'd be worried about letting Hillsong play on Alistair, because he doesn't seem as good on the other supports that we've seen him on, like on the Braum, for example. Haven't been particularly amazing. So yeah, where's that locked up? Going into game number 5 here, we have, yeah, as expected. So Fnatic have taken away the Alistair, doing Xayah, Alistair, and that's left Mad to have to do Kaiser, Rel. And I think that's a really smart decision there from Fnatic. Honestly, I think the main reason why Fnatic were having issues were mainly because of the Alistair pick and how good Hillsong was playing on Alistair. Rel is kind of a similar champion to that, but I think Rel is a little bit more predictable and the angles are hard to kind of surprise, like doing flashes over walls and getting nice little angles with the headbutts isn't quite as possible on Rel. So we'll see how that goes. I think Rel's also a little bit more difficult to pull off as well. For their pro players, they should be pulling off the plays. But yeah, I don't know. I would much prefer to see Hillsong and Alistair. So yeah, taking away that Alistair I think is absolutely massive. Now in a 2v2 situation, I think it's going to be close. It's going to be a skill matchup. I think in the past we've seen Mad not do too well in 2v2 situation. I think the whole bot lane here is very similar. I think level 2 on Xayah is going to be quite potent. Level 3 on Xayah is also going to be pretty strong. I think Mad might have a slight advantage here level 1 before Alistair gets his combo. So at level 1 here, level 1 priority might be going over to Mad after that, though. I'm not really too sure. It's just going to be who catches out who. It's just going to be 100% skill. Lots of jostling around in the bot lane there with the, yeah, here we go. So little fling over there onto the Alistair there. Alistair getting chunked down more than he would like to. So yeah, as predicted, Fnatic are behind here on the level 1. They shouldn't really be looking for level 1 and just try and chill for that level 2. So it's interesting how that kind of went as expected. Alistair does have that passive where you can heal up. For level 2 hitting at the perfect time here after the Hillsong goes in with the Rel, but the trade back isn't that, like I was gonna say, like it's a terrible time for Rel to go in there because they hit level 2 at a really good timing mark there. But this is also really bad also for Mad, that their Mad is like, their mid lane is on such low HP. This could open up to a potential where Alistair could end up roaming to mid if he's able to be freed up from this bot lane at any point. Definitely expecting to see something happening in this mid lane with both of them being so low HP. Maokai also being on quite low HP here too. Ivan's been spotted, but there's so much activity happening in the bot lane. I wish we could pan over and see that. But it looks like Mad have got a lot of river priority. They pushed Fnatic in under turret. They're going to be able to answer the scuttle, so everyone wants to fight over the scuttle. I will say Azir is probably a little bit too low to fight for this though, so Mad might not actually have full priority because their mid lane is not ready. They're going to fight for this, and it looks like Alistair will be the first one to go down. Yeah, wait, no, Xayah got the first blood on the Maokai. This is a... wow, that's a straight up in there from Mad. Like, I don't know, I was looking at that mid lane situation and Azir was too low in order to fight there. They unfortunately for Mad, they had no mid lane priority. Also Xayah picking up the first blood there. Absolutely massive start here for Fnatic. Yeah, I haven't really got anything else to say about that one. That one just seemed like Fnatic were just more on the ball, more ready for the Scuttle fight. Because, yeah, as I said, like, Azir was under his turret. Syndra had pushed him in. There was no priority at all. It was always going to be a 4v3 in Fnatic's favour. And Matt just failed to acknowledge that. Just a lack of communication between the players. And 800, 700 goal behind at 4 minutes is a huge deficit to have in pro play. Can Mad recover off of this though? I mean, we still got summoners here available to Mad in the bot lane 2v2, but I don't see what they can do. Like, Mad can't dive the tower here. There's no way they tower dive this bot lane at any point at any stage of the game. I think I think the bot lane's out of the question. I think Mad has to look elsewhere on the map. I mean, I don't know, Mad keep pushing in so deep as well. I'm wondering if that's going to happen and then they're going to get ganked off of it. They've also got Ivan in their own jungle taking away. That guy's going to come into this jungle and find nothing. Yeah, really dangerous position here to be in if you're Mad. Just that early game setting up a really negative effect there for Mad. Right, so having to be a bit careful. Renekton actually doesn't have teleport, Cassante does, so Renekton's actually not doing fantastically up here. Not a great trade up here. Top lane could be a weak area for Mad to punish. Interesting to see, like, what I mean, I don't think 2v2, like, that there's now a level advantage. You got the kill on the Xayah. You got a kill on Kaiser as well, to be fair. The gold actually in items isn't that big. It's just a Doran's blade on the Xayah difference. That's all there is, really. But I don't know. I don't see Mad diving. The Mad can't dive this, surely. If they do another tower dive in the bot lane and into it, then the questions will be asked of this bot lane and the calls. They can't dive. They can't dive an Alistar Xayah. Especially when Xayah hits 6 as well. That's just not even feasible. But they can't even do it before she hits 6. Alistar would just be too disruptive and crowd control them too much under the turret, and that could easily end up into a massive mess. I will say that even though that Renekton looked like he was kind of messing up a little bit up there on the top, which he was, to be fair, he's actually ahead in CS, but he has dropped that turret plate, so he's not doing that bad for himself up there. Syndra wanting some KFC there. Azir's not having any of it, protecting his fellow brothers, and Syndra is going down there for a greedy KFC, you know, bucket steal there. I don't know what caused that situation to even happen, but I don't know, just a lot of unforced errors this series. I'm not confident for EU going into Worlds. Like, that was such a weird death there from Syndra. That does open it up now, because now there's no mid laner for Fnatic on the map. She's only just spawned out of the base. That should mean Dragon, but Fnatic will counter that with a Herald. At the least. They have got some top priority here, Fnatic. Yeah, just kind of an awkward... It's quite even now on golds. That Syndra kill definitely wrapped things up evenly now. Ivan eventually going to be able to take down his Herald. Gradually going to get there. Rel charging in onto the Xayah. Worst case, okay, it's a lot of damage actually. A lot more than I thought there would be. The Kaiser W proccing off a passive there too. Did a lot more than I ever thought would actually come from there. She had to pop a cleanse. She had, if she felt like she had to, then she has an ulti. But that was actually a really good play there from the Mad bot lane. But Rel getting caught up here. Xayah still has ulti. She wasn't able to use it. And huge advantage now going over to Mad. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that's probably one of the biggest mistakes that we've seen from this Fnatic support. This Tri MBI person. I don't know how to say the name properly, but like after Xayah just got chunked down and had to use that cleanse, I'm not sure why you would force that. There's nothing. I mean, the rail's quite low there, so maybe you think like, okay, Xayah maybe ults here straight away and then pops at E would probably be the best thing to do there. Then rail dies. Yeah, yeah, a bit of misplay, maybe a bit of miscommunication from the Fnatic bot lane. I think there's probably a world where Xayah ulties straight away, then E's, rail dies, or has to flash from the side. But even then, it's still really, really forced. I feel like that situation never had to happen anyway. Really good answer from the rail to flash instantly over onto the AD carry. But yeah, I mean, but now the rail's now overextended. Azir does have ulti to kind of like push them away if needed. This is some good damage back onto the Alistar. Daisy being a bit of a nuisance here in the front line. Mad's bot lane is being poked down a little bit, so is Alistar. So both supports on like half HP right now. Everyone wanting to fight over the Scuttle. Looks like it's probably going to be Mad's though, although the Scuttle's heading the wrong way. It's heading right. Oh my god, and then Syndra gets the joink it. Yeah, it would have been nicer if Mad were able to maybe got into the other side of the Scuttle and attack it and then force it to go down south of the river. I don't know if that was actually possible in that play there though, but yeah, that's kind of rough for Mad there. Cassante has full HP and resources up here. Looks like Cassante, he's falling behind his CS though, but every time you look back up here, the health bars are in Mad's favor. Looks like there's a sneaky play happening in the bot lane. There's a Maokai hiding in the bush in the bot lane. Can we get a look at this? Yep, there we go. Maokai ulti comes through. Locks up 2, but it's a 2v3. Rail's not there to fight with it, so... Nice idea there from Maokai. But I think maybe they were just hoping that only Xayah would show up down bot side. They weren't expecting maybe 2, let alone 3 people to be bot side. So nothing comes of it. Cassante going out of mana here. I'm not sure how much of a difference that makes for the champion. Rail taking a little bit of burst damage there. Nothing crazy though at the moment, but Rail's effectiveness will start to go down soon though. They have multiple things to disengage from Rail engage. But luckily Mad's team has a lot of different angles that they can engage from. It could be like an Azir ulti, it could be Maokai ulti locking people down. I don't know if Cassante can maybe get a flank in. So they got not just one person that they have to disengage from, they've got multiple different angles where they could get engaged on. Looks like the top lane is getting it dove. Should be a free kill here. This is really clean. It's 3. Whoa, Cassante actually gets out. It's not the first time we've seen in this series someone getting away on 10% HP. Maokai gets away too, but at the end of the day, oh, we got Azir wanting some action here now. I mean, he's not going to get much backup here though. You gotta remember, like, he's got no friends here because they've had to back out already. That's a lot of resources used there already by Mad, and now the Cassante teleporting back up to top lane here. 3v1. Is this a good idea? Is this another NTP play? Yeah, that's a mistake. Syndra does go down there, but it's an execute. It's not a kill, it's an execute. No one actually damaged to Syndra. I don't know, I feel like it was a wasted TP. Maybe TP to tier 2 turret and then play with the Rel to move up with that. Maybe might be a better solution. Kaiser does get a free turret play mid. But for the first time in this series, we're seeing a lot more focus on top lane as opposed to bot lane. Like usually when they kind of respected it. So usually Mad have given up top and then they get bot in return, but they haven't done that this game. They've actually wanted to fight the top lane situation rather than look for something in bot side. And I'd say actually overall Fnatic comes out on top on that. Mad had to use so many resources to defensively play off that, plus the execute for Syndra ends up being in Fnatic's favor for that one, and Mad don't really get anything bot side for that play. Now they're forcing this dragon, hoping that Fnatic don't rotate here quick enough, but Mad honestly aren't in a great position here to fight here. Cassante's top, and they don't know where Renekton is. Renekton's going to be joining up into this dragon fight soon, and it will look like a Fnatic dragon. Cassante's going to get some free farm though. Renekton's heading back up to top side. Yeah, and oh, Looks like Azir's going to be tiled over. Let's see how Alistair chooses to engage this one. He's got to stop the dashes going through. That's such a nice flash. That's such a nice play there. I mean, Alistair could just ulti and just tank these turret shots, and that's so clean. So I was just watching how Alistair would stop the Azir from dashing away there, but just the flash pulverized straight away on the dash. Really, really, really good way to get away. Mad's response though, you go bot side with 3 people, 4 people, we'll try and take something else on the other side of the map. And this is what they probably should have done. Instead of defending that tier 1 top. So better response here from Mad once they've lost something bot side. Get something on the opposite side of the map if possible, and they get the Herald. So they might be able to get a turret from the Herald. Generally it's at least 1 turret with the Herald. Renekton's freezing top. That's going to be a bit of a pain. So Cassante's probably going to have to overextend top side. Hopefully they would have communicated that to Rel. And then Rel should probably be making her way at top. If Renekton... Okay, Renekton's now pushing that wave and he's not freezing anymore. Look how deep that Renekton is top side though. But there's so much pressure mid, it's going to be really difficult for them to send anyone up to top. No one is defending mid. Rel's had to back off completely because she's worried about being towered over. Zir trying to get into mid here, but he's kind of blocked off completely. He's in a really bad spot. Really tense moment here. Not much vision here for Mad in their own jungle. In fact, basically no vision at all. Renekton's found a really good spot, but nice escape here from Rel. This turret will go down. 10% HP. I don't think Mad should defend this. This looks undefendable. It's no dragon coming up. No dragon for 3 minutes. This looks like both teams, well, Fnatic in particular, just walking and establishing dominance in the jungle. Just trying to be a nuisance, trying to be a distraction. Mainly for this Renekton, just get this Renekton some breathing space. He seems to be doing well in the 1v1 on the top. Just cause lots of issues in the bot side, middle and bot side of the jungle to make sure that no one can go top and stop the Renekton. And I think that's what the play is here. Like, we know we're going to win the 1v1 top, so we're just going to make sure that no one else gets sent up top, and if you do send up anyone top, we're going to be ready to punch you in the face in mid or bot side. Big tower dive coming here from Mad. I think they're going to go for it. I feel like they think they have to. Root goes down onto Alistair, but it's not a very good Maokai ult, and here they could get collapsed on here. Kazi is in there. Kaiser is in completely wrong place. Nice escape though with the Kaiser ulti, having to flash over into the pit. But Fnatic are chasing so hard here now. We've also got the Renekton that's had TP down here as well. Mad used a lot of resources there for that fight, which means they're not going to be able to fight now for at least a couple of minutes. No summoners on the Kaiser, no ulti on Kaiser, no ulti on the Maokai, no flash on Maokai. That's a lot of their engage tools diminished. No flash on the Rel. The only real thing they have, if they want to force a fight here now, Mad, is the Azir ult. And I think that's going to cause them a lot of issues in the next minute. Fortunately for Mad, their ultis would generally be up for the next couple of objectives spawning. Like the dragon is in a minute. Ulti should be back up for that, right? And then you got Baron in 2 minutes, and then we should start seeing some summoners back here for Mad. So as long as they don't get caught in too bad of a situation, honestly, if I were them, if I was a shot caller, I'd just say like, look, just give up Dragon, make sure you got everything ready for Baron. I don't think Mad should fight for this Dragon. Just because of, like, the Kaiser's the strongest player really right now. 188 CS, she's got a tiny little bounty on her head. I think just let the Kaiser cook. This mid lane turret's going to go down, and then just fight for the Baron. Rao just needs to play anti-engage, I think. Just try and stop the Alistair from going in. Like, if you look at on the engage tools for Fnatic, you got a lot of people just running at you. You got maybe like a Syndra stun, Alistair flank. Like, Alistair's like the main one that has to engage here. If I like want to put someone on to disengage for the from the Alistair from engaging, it's going to be Rao. I think just play it cool. Looks like Mad are going to try and defend this dragon. That could end up being a mistake though, like we talked about earlier. Still got summoner cooldowns for the Kaiser. If you lose this fight, you might lose Baron. This dragon could cost the whole game for one team. This is how big this one is, and I don't think Mad should play for it right now. Kaiser's off on the side at a really, really, really awkward angle, and they've identified that now. But it's going to give time for Kaiser to come all the way around now and actually get with the team properly. Kaiser trying to land W's, misses. Syndra's stun lands onto the Kaiser. It's a really nice little poke damage there. Rel's already had the disengage. Not a massive amount of poke from both teams, especially from the Kaiser at the moment. She has to land her W, but she is like an AP Kaiser, but she's not landing anything for W's. Looks like Hillsong is trying to get around a flank angle here. Mad are just going for the dragon out. They just feel like they have to go for it. They've lost mid lane priority as well. They're definitely going to lose tier 1 mid. Maokai ulti coming through to disengage anything following up here. So Mad do get the dragon. Big fight coming out here now. Renekton being the front line now for Fnatic. Hillsong goes into the back line, but he needs to play more disengage, I think, really. Just set up for the Kaiser. Kaiser's now dead. The shuffle comes through. No one on Fnatic is dying, though. Finally, someone goes down. Alistair goes down here now. Cassante's about to fall down, too. Now Ivan roots and goes down. Where would you go with? What are you doing? Ivan is just completely trolling. Yeah, I don't know. It ends up being a 3 for 3. Mad actually did really well, but I think Ivan trolled there at the very end. I don't think Ivan needed to die at all. I think he got a little bit too eager. Actually didn't go too bad, considering. I mean, once again, another really bad individual mistake there. I'm not sure what Ivan was thinking going in. That should have been a minor Mad win into just a solid Mad win. The Maokai ulti here is really good. Really, really good. Causes panic in the Fnatic line. Hillsong's looking for someone. I don't know who he's looking for. He failed at whatever that was that he was trying to do there. And then Kaiser ends up getting locked up. No one's then left to protect her really. And then the Xayah feathers here are just really nice to pick off. Shuffle here wasn't too bad. Look at how the health bars are Fnatic though. Xayah can't do anything here either. I think at this point, you know, that's a nice kill onto the Cassante. You just leave it now at that point. And I think a sapling in the Ivan brush caught out the Xayah and she died to that. So the re-engage there was completely unnecessary from Fnatic. I think they could have walked away from that and got +1 kill, but would have lost the dragon. So yeah, I don't think that Mad should have won that fight as well. I think Fnatic should have had the advantage there with the summoners difference, I think, but they weren't able to get into the river first. They went for mid lane priority. If they were going to give up the dragon, they should have probably just ran down mid, but it's too late for that now. And Kaiser going straight in onto the Syndra hit. That is the W coming from the Kaiser. It wasn't enough to finish off the Syndra because of the shield from Ivan. Syndra doesn't die and she has teleport. She can come back into this fight. That is really unlucky from Kaiser. Kaiser did a magnificent job there. She had to commit to using flash there too. Are they going to go straight to Baron here though? That's the question. I don't think they can. If they pick off Syndra there, I think Mad get Baron, and then that ends up being a very interesting game. Just Syndra not dying there, you know, Mad could be looking back at that and saying, oh my god, if that Syndra dies, we could win the game. I think that's how close that was. Just one auto hit away. No flash on Kaiser, no ulti on Kaiser. That's going to leave her in a super vulnerable position. Syndra did use teleport to come back onto the map. Not too much happening. There's no bot objective to go for. There's no dragon. Not for a really long time. Not for at least 2 more minutes. So 1 minute and 50 seconds. So be interesting to see what both teams want to do here in terms of setup for the Baron. Not the greatest vision from either team in the Baron River. Neither team has any vision in the Baron River, really. There's that one ward in the mid lane for Mad in the brush, but warding here is generally pretty bad. Finally, there's someone putting a ward in around the river. So Fnatic actually have vision now. Teleport being used here by Azir to get back onto the map quickly. Alistair in a weird situation, like weird position there. Maokai pulling the trigger here on the ulti. They think they found Syndra caught off and she doesn't have flash, but the Maokai ulti doesn't connect. This leaves open a window now for Fnatic to maybe do something here now. Now they don't have to worry about Maokai ulti. Renekton's trying to do a fancy little play here. He might. I was going to say, if they chase the Renekton, maybe Fnatic can start looking to do Baron or threat Baron. Fnatic have absolute mid priority here though. So they can choose whereabouts on the map they want to go. Maokai commits hard there for that crab. Both junglers flashing. Mad do get Scuttle though, so that's pretty nice for them. Guaranteed vision around the river to see if they're trapping or not. W connects on from Kaiser onto the Syndra. A little bit of poke there. The damage amp there isn't quite there just yet. With Maokai ulti coming back up again, we might see another attempt here by Maokai. Quite a low cooldown ulti. Daisy's dead. Rel got caught out by Syndra stun. Renekton's going straight in. He's on half HP as well. Maokai might ulti. They're not. I think they might have priority on top side of the river. And Fnatic has no vision at all. They could be trapping, and there was a sort of trap. Fnatic have got mid control though. If they could just run straight down mid. Fnatic could just run straight down mid and start taking turrets, but they are not going to do that. I think if they had known that the Kaiser wasn't on Baron, I think Fnatic would have just ran down mid. Because it would have meant that their Baron damage wouldn't have been that good. Really tense game. Now, because all of Mad were top, Fnatic had priority on bot side of the map. And it looks like a dragon. What are you doing, Rel? What are you doing? I mean, this isn't the first time, is it? The series that we've seen in Hillsong just in. That is, what are you doing? Well, they've seen that they're doing dragon. Oh no, Mad are just throwing the game, haven't they? What are they doing? This is so dangerous. Maokai ulti puts them off from going in. Who is that on Fnatic? What, the Renekton's inside the pit there? What the hell? The Ivan thing managed to dash in the Renekton that far out. Nice Asta engage pulverized there. Are Fnatic able to clean this up though? Lava pulverized. It looks like the Cassante will go down. I mean, we've already seen it once in this series. Hillsong dying randomly and then letting the other team take Baron. In this case, Hillsong dying for no reason forced Mad to have to do Baron, and I don't know. I mean, I could see why Mad had to call it and just had to go for it. I mean, I don't know. Was that worth it? It might have been just about worth it. Because you're getting 300 gold on every single one of your teammates here. Shuffle having to be used there onto the this though. Oh, it's the Cassante ulti on the Renekton. That's what that was. I was like, how did the Renekton go over there? But that Alistair gap closer there was absolutely massive, ensuring a couple of kills. I think if Alistair doesn't do that, then Mad gets away with that. But what's Hillsong doing, man? Like, he must know that they have priority. Fnatic have priority on the bot half of the map, right? And he's just there, checking Dragon by him. Literally, there's no one else on Mad next to him. I don't know. Like, there's some real solo queue play going on from Hillsong. You can't just do that, man. It's just so frustrating to watch him do some really nice plays and then just die the most stupid deaths that I've ever seen in pro play. Like, it's just, honestly, he would be such a good player if he was just consistent. He's getting caught off again trying to look for some flank avenue. He gets away though. I think Alistair took a really nasty trade on the back of that though. I think Azir being able to hit over the wall like that for free. Maybe a Kaiser W as well chucked into. 2 dragons apiece. Gold in favor of Fnatic. I still feel like anyone could probably win this game though. This is actually getting quite close. Like, I think because Mad managed to get that Baron, it stabilizes this part of the game a little bit here for them. Especially after losing the rel like they did. So we've got dragon up in 2 minutes. I think this is one of those dragons where it's like if Hillsong dies randomly, you just let them have the dragon, you don't fight for it, right? Like, a team being on 3 dragons is annoying, but it's not the end of the world. It's when they get 4, that's the big problem. Is Kaiser going to get caught out here? No. Be interesting to see how both teams play the map. Fnatic being very aggressive, going straight into claiming this bot side of the jungle. They got bot wave coming in with the Syndras. Really nice timing here for Fnatic. Mad are slow to react to this, and I think this tier 2 is going down. Mad are very slow to react to this. Good job Fnatic, getting a tier 2 turret out of nothing, honestly. Mad looking like they want to fight in the jungle. Fnatic are just claiming the jungle. They've taken Gromp, they're taking the wolves away, they're building up that gold lead even more. Kaiser W didn't look like it did too much there, but it is getting blocked there by the Ivan shield. There's a bit more damage there, but gonna need more items on Kaiser for that W to be more of a threat. But I think if this game does go into super late game, I think Mad has the better team. If this game goes on for 40 minutes, if Kaiser's able to finish off the Void Staff, that W poke, yeah, look on that Alistair there, that's already quite a lot. If she can just find W's on people that aren't going to get shielded, she's pretty much the only poke in the entire game. I could argue maybe Syndra, like a QE, could poke here. Dragon's up in 15 seconds. But Mad are here, and this river's super early, so it means they have no mid lane priority. Like, you can see the mid lane being pushed in now, and they've only got tier 3 turret. Stun connecting onto Cassante. Kaiser's looking for a flank off the side, and she's getting caught up by Alistair, getting shoved into the massive team fight. Kaiser's already out of the fight. She can't do anything. W does connect, though, onto Renekton from the Kaiser, and that nearly killed him. She can only just stand there and do W poke. Looks like Fnatic are overall going to win this fight, though, just because Kaiser isn't able to be in that fight at all and also attack. And Kaiser is just... yeah, she's identified that the game's lost, so she's just running it down. I'm sure we'll get a replay at some point on that last fight, because these fights are weird, because it sort of really feel like a lot's happening. As I said, either one of these teams could give up the dragon. It's not the end of the world if one of these dragons get given. But no, better support diff in the end. It seems like Alistair in this series was very key for the wins in all of the games. Alistair there in that game for Fnatic played very well, cutting them off at the Baron escape. Finding the Kaiser there in that last one was absolutely massive. I'm just going to go back and just replay that last fight, because I kind of just want to watch it back. So Kaiser, once again, like, I mean, similar into previous dragon fight, because Kaiser has been in this position here before, where she's had to like wrap herself all the way around. So in a pretty iffy position there anyway, I would argue. I don't know why she's here and not like behind her team in the river. I guess trying to look for Fog of War W's. You can see the Syndra's trying to look for her too. But I just don't like the positioning of this Kaiser. Look how isolated she is. She had plenty of time to come back into the river and come down with her team, but like she's just isolated here. She's kind of there with the Azir, but she has no way of coming down. She has to play front to back. I don't know why she's looking for like necessarily a flank here. It's just never going to work. And then she just gets caught by Alistair. Really nice catch there from Alistair. Unlucky that she doesn't actually die. She did a reasonable escape there, but that W does clap down on a Renekton. Down to like... but he manages to heal back up, which is kind of insane. But also like the Kaiser's just going out of man with the W poke here too. But I don't know. I wonder how much that fight changes if Kaiser just plays behind her team rather than off to the side. Because it's just a horrible angle for her to have to join back into. I don't know why she's there. What does Darrell do in this fight? So Darrell's going in for a random stun. I don't really see the point. Onto the Renekton. And then at this point when they engage, Rel has to kind of counter engage. She's pulling the trigger so late. I'm watching this Rel and she hasn't done anything. Yeah, okay, so Rel has ulti the whole time. I don't know why you just wouldn't pop your ulti straight away and just try your best to disengage what you can. I want to know why, like, their frontline goes in, like the Alistar goes onto the Kaiser. Why can't the Rel do that to Syndra or Xayah when the Rel has flash? Like, watch what the Rel's doing. She did the random Q there. They go in. She doesn't get stunned. She's still running back here. She does another stun. She still hasn't gone in yet. She hasn't depressed a single... But flashes in randomly way too late. Pops ulti. I don't... Like, why not just use everything straight away? What are you holding the buttons for? I don't know why you would wait until everything's over. She didn't jump in. She didn't ulti. She should just, like, literally just flash ult. Just instant flash ult. I don't know what you're waiting for. You have to go in. You're not being a buffer for your team at all. So yeah, I mean, I think Hillsong had some ups and downs this series. I think his Alistar gameplay in general was his most positive. Honestly, he didn't seem that great on anything else other than Alistar though. I think Rel, he should have just jumped in straight away in there. Rel went in. I don't know why he didn't. I don't think it would have necessarily changed anything, but he didn't do his job there at all. Kaiser's positioning was terrible. Yeah, and like if this is our like third best team for EU for Worlds, I think we're kind of screwed. If we're going to be honest, there just seem to be too many individual mistakes. I don't know if it was nerves on the day or what, but I like the Mad's fourth game was really good. Mad's first win of the series was just Fnatic's really, really bad draft. We saw one good game of Mad this series. And I'm going to argue, I don't think we saw that amazing of a game of Fnatic in any of the series. I'm going to argue and say, like, Mad caused problems for themselves. Like, Fnatic were just consistent and not really making too many individual mistake errors. Like, but the game 4 that they lost, I think it was game 4, game 3, game 4, with the Zeri, like, there were individual mistakes for sure. And yeah, there's some individual. Yeah, the games that Fnatic lost, there were more individual mistakes, but like the games that Mad lost, the individual mistakes were just way too high, too inconsistent, too many mistakes. And there's like nothing here from Fnatic that makes you go, okay, wow, this Fnatic team's like really good. It was more just like Mad, but just not good enough. Does that make sense? Like maybe if Mad was better, I don't know. Like nothing really impressed me here from Fnatic. I don't know if that's me just being too insulting, but I think Mad just let themselves down, honestly. And you could probably like kind of tell some of how they're feeling right now. If I was the coach reviewing it, it would just be like, you're just making too many positional mistakes. I think Mad game 4 was the strongest performance from either team when it came down to it. I think Mad has definitely got the potential to beat Fnatic if they're just consistent, but yeah, they're just not consistent enough. And I think questions will be asked of Hillsong. I think he had some key moments that game. His Alistar in the series, fantastic. Everything else, just not good enough. Really, really just not good enough. If Hillsong plays as he does on Alistar, on the other supports, I think Mad win this 3-1, 3-0. So, yeah, disappointing. Unlucky Mad. I don't know what happens to them if they still make it to Worlds or not as a third seed. But we are going to have a final between G2 and Fnatic, which I will be covering on Monday, the day after, the 11th of September. And hopefully that's a banger series. Hopefully that's closer. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy me covering the series. Sad end for Mad here, but all the best to G2 and Fnatic in the finals. See you for that series.